coming back to this idea of showing that confidence, being a marketer, like for example, I have some practices. I go to their, let's say veneer page, right? There's so many cases, beautiful smiles, transformations, before and afters, right? Showing like a smile, thanks to this dentist versus pre-dentist. And then I go to other landing pages that are doing exceptionally well when it comes to search engine optimization, but I go to that page and it's nothing. In other words, just some text, just some information, nothing that
They
gives me
could
the
be on any
confidence.
website. That could be on any website on the planet, and
Yeah.
it probably is. And you're not credentialing yourself.
Yeah.
You're not influencing the patient to choose you. So number one, you have to have skills on the shelf. Number two, speaking of having the skills on the shelf, whenever you go out and build your skills in doing a high value service, I'm going to use cosmetic dentistry here. I want you to do at least 2 showcase cases in your practice. For example, here's the path that I would take if you were interested in really growing the cosmetic dentistry component of your practice. Number one, get the skills on the shelf. Go out and take Dr. David Hornbrook's course on functional aesthetics. Go to davidhornbrook.com, and that's his website that talks about his hands-on course that you do up in Utah. It's a 2-weekend course. You bring a patient, you bring an assistant, and you will do a 10-unit upper anterior porcelain veneer case. As soon as you come back from that course, I want you to pick 2 showcase cases to do. 2 10-unit upper anterior, I guess they could be lower anterior, but ideally it'd be 2 upper anterior porcelain veneer cases. And do those, whatever it takes to do those cases. Maybe it's a team member that you could do that case on. Maybe it's a family member you could do that case on. Maybe it's a patient that you cut a deal with that you could do that case with. Maybe you have a patient that would love to have veneers, but for whatever reason, they can't afford it. So you set up an arrangement with that person on a negotiated fee for you to do that case in exchange for that individual telling everyone that they know about their new smile and allowing you to use the images in educational and marketing purposes in your practice. So do at least 2 of those cases. And again, imagine that we're talking about dental implants, or we're talking about treating obstructive sleep apnea, or doing more TMD, TMJ. Pick 2 showcase cases. And now you've got some material. Those cases, where would they go if they were an Equa client? They're going to go on your veneer page.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And then at least we've got something. We've got something to build on.
Yeah, even if it's 1, that's so much better in growing confidence than 0.
Then nothing. You're at least showing that this is something that we do. So do at least 2 showcase cases. There's a really good question coming up in the Q&A section. Allow me to expand on that. But let me let that settle for right now. Strategy number 2, as part of your blueprint, do at least 2 showcase cases. Number 3, develop a marketing plan to attract these patients. So imagine the difference of trying to sell someone in your practice that you do cosmetic dentistry versus a new patient that finds you because they're looking for a resource to provide cosmetic dentistry. It's completely different. It's completely, now I'm not saying we shouldn't talk to your existing patients about cosmetic dentistry, but I want you to develop a comprehensive marketing plan to attract these patients into your practice. And imagine the difference, doctor, if you're doing a new patient appointment and the patient says to you, doctor, the main reason I'm here is I don't like the appearance of my teeth. And I spent some time on your website. I see that you do cosmetic dentistry, and that's why I'm here. Basically, that patient is rolling out the welcome mat for you to present ideal treatment to them. So develop a comprehensive marketing plan to attract these patients. And the best way to do that in 2024 is to master organic search engine optimization, so you show up on page 1 when anybody in your community is searching for a dentist to do cosmetic dentistry. Best way by far. All right, strategy number 4 in our blueprint is get your entire team on board. Now, imagine, Naren, that you've secretly gone out and taken this course from Dr. Hornbrook. You and your assistant now would know what's going on, but you're keeping it to yourself. We're not sharing it with the rest of the team. And now imagine a phone call comes in to your admin team and say, hey, I'm interested in having my smile improved, some cosmetic dentistry. Do you guys do that? And imagine the front desk person says, hold, please. And then she goes and says, doctor, do we do cosmetic dentistry? Because I got someone on the phone. Yes, we do. Yep, I found out we did. Well, what image does that present, Darren? Not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, exactly.
We need
Exactly. I mean,
coordination.
again, go back to confidence, right? If you say hold please and then you have to go and check,
Yeah.
that doesn't
I'm new
inspire
here.
confidence.
I'm new here. Let me find out. Everyone needs to know the cosmetic dentistry is in your wheelhouse, and the language needs to be, I'm so glad you called. We love helping patients have the smile of their dreams. So we need to let your team members know that this is on our radar. This is something we're intentional about. And this is something that we want to broadcast and let everybody know about. So get your entire team on board. Very important detail. Very important detail. Now, some of you are laughing at the example that I used, but I listened to a bunch of our clients' phone calls. And I have heard many times recently, this is in the last 2 weeks, I've heard the callers say, do you guys do this? And I've actually heard, I won't disclose the name of the practice, of course, but I've actually heard the team member said, I'm new, let me find out. Now, that was an honest answer. I have to give this team member an A for honesty, but it was not the right answer that I would like to give to a caller. I'm so glad you called. We love helping patients have the smile of their dreams. Doctor has particular expertise and credentials on this. Can't wait to meet you. So make sure your entire team is on board. Number 5, create awareness within your website and your physical practice that these services are available. So we need to have landing pages around your high value services. Notice I used the word I pluralized page, not just a landing page, but we need landing pages with content. Darren, speak to that.
Yeah. So, for example, I can think of like dozens and dozens of our customers, maybe even hundreds of them, who do have a strong high value services component of their practice. Some might have 2, some might have 6. And the successful ones, every single one do 2 things, and they do it extremely well. Number 1, you can type in any keyword related to that particular type of service. Let's say veneers. So veneers near me, veneers zip code, veneers city name, best veneers dentist.
Maybe I don't like my
is.
smile.
Exactly. So whatever the search term is related to that particular high value services, they're ranking on page 1 of Google. Meaning, if you type that particular search term, you should be able to see through Google Analytics, 89 people type that exact phrase. And for that exact phrase, our average position is 2.3, which means you're on page 1 and your average position is between the second and the third. Of course, these numbers will vary, but your goal is to be on page 1 for many, many keywords related to that particular high value service. So that's the first objective. So ask your marketing company, how am I doing for all the different keywords related to veneers? I want a list of those. I want to know how many people typed it in according to Google Analytics and what's my average position. That way, you know where you stand, because remember, people have to know you before they can choose you. So that's the knowing part. The second part of it is, okay, fine. They see you, you're ranking for so many keywords. They're seeing you, let's say 800 times between all these keywords for veneers in a single month, and it's all organic and it's all free. Now, is your landing page compelling enough to convince them to pick up the phone and call you?
Or pages.
Or pages. Yeah, exactly. You could even have multiple pages, for that particular service.
You could have a page of photos, befores and afters, again,
yes.
with the patient providing permission for you to show those photos.
Yeah.
You could have a second page that had short videos from you about different ways you can improve their smile. Maybe you can improve their smile through whitening. Maybe we can improve their smile through lab fabricated porcelain veneers.
Exactly.
Maybe something you do in your practice is direct composite veneers. You can have a different video on that. Now, imagine if someone is seeing this, they're saying, wow, this individual knows what they're doing. Maybe you can enhance your results by being a member of the AACD, the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. Now, that's going to be a credentialing component that behind the curtain with Google makes you more likely to appear on page 1 when someone's looking for a cosmetic dentist. Lots of things. And inside your office, make sure we have some strategically placed after photos, not befores and afters. Befores are always scary. The afters are wonderful. Make them an artwork form in your practice of some after photos. And that way, when we're giving the new patient a tour, we can say, All of the photos you see in the practice are actual patients of ours that we've helped have the smile of their dreams. All right, the last element of your blueprint should be celebrate your successes. Celebrate with the patient. You know, when they're seeing their smile in final format, celebrate with the patient. Let them know that you are so proud of them. They chose the best that dentistry has to offer, and let them know they made a fantastic decision. Invite team members to come in. Imagine when we've seated that 10-unit upper anterior porcelain veneer case, and a team member's walking down the hallway, and you say, Monty, come here. I wanted you to see the final result with Linda. And now the team member's going to know what to say. And they, oh my gosh, Linda, you look amazing. Good for you. I am so excited for you. Celebrate your successes. All right, I'll repeat those 6 elements of your blueprint. Number 1, you have to have skills on the shelf. Number 2, I want you to do at least 2 showcase cases to let everyone know that you do these things. Number 3, develop a marketing plan to attract these type of patients. Number 4, get your entire team on board. Number 5, create awareness that these services are available on your website, but also within your practice. And number 6, celebrate your successes.